How's it going, everybody? I think there's a lot of ground to cover with this topic, so I want everybody to buckle up their boots because this is gonna be a spicy one. Now, again, I think there's no open disclaimer, but this is definitely my opinion. If you want to disagree, right, or try to hunt me down, you know, I hope we understand we have no enemies around here, but let's try to channel in, you know, try to at peace with our inner Thorfinn, right? And let's calm down, okay? Because there's some things that I do agree with him, but there are some things that we need to basically draw some ground rules. Let's talk about this a little bit, right? So, the legendary moment has happened. The man has no enemies. I'll I'll be frank, I have yet to watch the episode. However, I do know what has come because I've read a bit of the manga. So, I'm just gonna be very, very frank, right? I want, okay? I want it to be like that. I want to live in a world where I can say, hey man, I don't see you as an enemy. Hopefully you feel the same way too, right? And let's try to get along. All of a sudden, you see like a flying fist on your chin. Wait, what's going on? Something like that. And don't be surprised by the time you wake up, you know, you're at the MRI scan. I just feel that whatever they're trying to convey, right? The Arthur, because I love the Arthur. He is a chill dude. I want to hug him. I want to just like hang out with him and just have a great time. But let's just be frank, right? The world is not how we want it to be, all right? Once again, I think I've discussed this way before this. Back then, I talked about a video. I made a video discussing about like education, talking about what we need in our society so that we can be much more, you know, at the very least reliable for the new generation, right? And just much more progressively better as things go along. I do know the word progressive has gotten a little bit sensitive nowadays. Everything's just so sensitive. It just feels like a hot iron moment. Like it's just so hot, right? But I just, what I said back then is, it is very relevant to now, right? Because yes, I do want people to be inspired by, hey, I don't have to hurt you, man. My kicks don't have to land on your head or on any part of your body, so that we could call this quitsos and probably grab a snack or something. It doesn't have to happen whatsoever. But sometimes, right, people find thrill out of it, and yes, it could be either or gender. Recently, right, 2 to 3 years ago in Malaysia, there was bullies. There was bullies within Malaysia. 3 women, by the way, bullying one of this harmless and also defenseless girl for something stupid, right? And the same could also happen to guys, to little kids as well. But these things happen, right? So it's all clear that men are the only one with like violent tendencies, right? And women aren't the most pure, right? But I think we could all agree, right, that violence is quite an issue, right? And you know if there was a button to click on and say, you know what, violent, stop now. Trust me, I feel like someone within our history would have touched it a long time ago, right? Someone would have. But has it worked? No, it hasn't. Surprise, surprise. And the reason why, it's because it is just unpredictable. Humans, they just move on impulse. It's so primal within them to just try to do something, maybe out of being very defiant, right? Or it's just out of thrill, right? Maybe out of reason, out of revenge, out of something that you really believe on. It's always something that is crazy, crazy times, or like you could say like crazy times brew and create crazy people. It's a fact, right? Which is why when I watch when I well, I wouldn't say watch, when I read this chapter, for me, let's just say, right? Let's just say some way somehow he managed to hold this to in good control, right? What makes him think after him passing things would still be good and all duly do, like everything will be fine? No. And I'm not saying to be pessimistic. It always happens every single time when there's like a good reign of something, something just moving up quite nicely. There's always that sudden inclination going on. Sometimes it could be like this, sometimes it's like this to this. It's just so immediate, right? Just because, without the presence of said person, it's a problem. Which is why I want a lot of people, I'm highlighting a lot of people to recognize and also understand that this is quite, essential for people to understand and learn within their future, to be the students of life, to learn these essential things, beyond gender, beyond anything that you believe in, so that things, when things push comes to shove, right, you're prepared, right? Knowledge is there for you to apply within your life, right? And when you try to deny something, you try to deny something that is the ultimate evil, right? While at the same time really forcing yourself back, right? Holding yourself in, someone is gonna break through. There's gonna be that something. I'm just saying, there's a saying in Chinese, I forgot the Chinese term, but the more you try to resist, or the journey of you trying to, you could say, negate something, the more you invite the more you invite it to come at you. And it all makes sense, right? Because, let's just say, you're telling people, hey, don't do this to me, don't get near me, don't touch me, don't even touch this red button as well, or you're gonna get the bad sauce. Next thing you know, you're on the floor and the button's been touched a billion times. That is just typical psychology. The more you tell people not to do, they just want to do more. Because why? Humans in nature are very rebellious. We're not like other animals where we just see, where we just do what we do, right? We survive, right? And hope that we will live the next day. No, we're it sucks that I have to say unfortunately, but unfortunately we are not using our intellect wisely for us to be way more positive and much more, you could say, a point of reference for people. No, it doesn't happen like that anymore, because why? Some of us are deviants. Some of us just wants to stand out of the crowd and try to indoctrinate an agenda that's dumb and put other people in danger, right? Hey, I don't want that, I don't want that because I have no enemies. Maybe for you, no. You don't. But that guy does, right? And he doesn't care who you are. He doesn't care what you believe in. He'll hunt you down, So at that point, what would you do? I'm just going to leave off of this. I, for one, believe in this one Shaolin guy. I think I'll link his video in the link of the description. It's not really his video, but it's this people that that worked on like this interview and stuff, documentary, something, I don't know. But I just stumbled upon the video, and I, if anything, I subscribe to this ideology, right? But hey, man, I don't want you to interact. Then fine, then just make your own research. I'm just saying that the whole premise of the video is it's Buddha hand. No, it's demon hand, but Buddha heart. And I genuinely think people should really try to adopt this more, right? Because not only you're able to practice and also bounce off between your aggression and your basically your emblazed spirit within you, but at the same time you're able to tame it, right? You're able to channel it at the most healthiest way possible, right? Um, yeah, that's really what I genuinely want to say. Again, I really want to subscribe to his philosophy. Trust me, I do, right? I love Thorfinn, right? Was the things that he did back then were good or acceptable? Should we validate what he did back then? No, you know, because let's be honest, pillaging and murdering isn't good, right? But then that does not stop other people to do what he has done before this. His recovery or his mastery of self does not mean that he could do that to other thousands or not yet millions, Those other people are still going to come at you, be it with knowledge or without, because we just don't know what they think, all right? Some stuff are just never within our control. Excuse me, a bit gassy. Oh man, if we could have the peace within to be controllable, trust me, I think meaningless deaths and meaningless murders would have been done. Heck, I would even say that jail wouldn't even be, like it's, serial killers would even be a thing, but they are, and still prevalent too. So, my opinion, I still want everyone to learn martial arts. You don't have to love it, okay? You don't have to love it. You don't have to be a master of it. I just want all of you to know. And the thing is, all of you could say, oh, it's okay because I have a gun. Or it's okay, I have a sword. Oh, it's okay, I have pepper spray. What if you don't have the time to pull it out? What if you forgot about your bag? What if you don't have that machine with you? And then what? And what if this is a very sudden confrontation? Now what? I'm just saying. And talk no jutsu your way out ain't gonna work. I know I sound like I'm pushing this thing to you, but I'm telling you, if I'm telling all of you to protect yourselves, and if you find that like saddening, then I'm sorry, right? I'm just saying this for what all of you need to hear, not what you want to hear. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm not saying that I'm good at any means, but then I would also say that if something that requires a sudden confrontation, I think I'm a bit ready than a person that doesn't know at all. So yeah. That's it for me. Thank you for listening to my blabbering. I too want to believe I have no enemies, but I think they think that they have. So I gotta prep myself. You know what I mean? So yeah. Thanks for watching. Hope y'all have no enemies as well, right? Watch more anime, stay healthy, and stay strong.